Hi everyone, I hope everybody is doing well. So there is a statement that has been released by ECFMG on this day of January 31st, 2024, and it's a big blow because I think it's very concerning and it's disturbing in that they released a statement saying that they have invalidated, meaning they have cancelled the USMLE score report of certain students. And that is very, very concerning. That is why I'm making this video. Now, they have noticed that there is a pattern in the performance of certain students. And for that matter, they think that some of the students may be privy to the test items before going to the test centers. And so they feel like it is important to cancel their exams. And whatever step that they are on in the application process to get into residency, the step is null and void. So that is what is happening. And I feel like bringing this to all of you if you have not heard it already. Now, on 31st of January, Intel has sent a message to ECFMG telling them that the USMLE examination score of certain test takers has been invalidated based on a pattern of anomalous scores of certain students. And now they are talking about Nepal. Nepal is a country, is in Asia, close to India, Pakistan. And so what they are saying is that it might affect a lot more countries and a lot more individuals. Investigations are still ongoing, but at this moment, they are reaching out to these students in Nepal about the fact that they have canceled their process and they might have to come back and resit for the steps that have been cancelled. And this is very, very big a problem to these students. There are several consequences that might arise from this. One, it might affect everyone else who is sitting for this exam in the sense that the way they set the exams going forward might change. The question pool might change, so people have to study harder, in order to get the scores that they want. It might also affect some of the universities that these students are coming from. If it's a consistent pattern in their schools, it might also affect the accrediting agencies because they must do a better oversight responsibility in educating their students well, so they don't have to probably behave badly on exams. But for these students, the consequences is that whatever step that they are on, be it applying for ECFMG certification, be it if they are applying for March, or if they have done their interviews already, or letters have been sent to their programs, maybe regarding their ECFMG certification, all that has been nullified, So I'm going to go through the various consequences that they have listed that these students might face. So one, they have invalidated their test score, and these scores no longer effective from today meet the requirements for ECFMG certification. So if, let's say you have taken step 2 and this has affected you, you need step 1 and step 2 in order to apply for ECFMG certification. You also need the ECFMG certification in order to apply for step 3. So now, if say you have applied for step 3 and this affects you, it means that you will have to go back and take the step 2, reapply for ECFMG certificate before you can take step 3. So this brings the person back to step 1, right? Now, let's say this same person has the ECFMG certification issued. So it says that ECFMG certificates issued to these students whose test scores have been invalidated are also invalidated. So if your test score has been invalidated and then you use that test score to get an ECFMG certificate, the certificate itself is invalidated, and those individuals no longer are considered ECFMG certified. So that makes a lot of sense because you use the inappropriate scores to get a certificate. So we are taking the certificate, we are taking our score back. You need to go back and reset for that step. The third point is applicants with invalidated test scores who were previously verified to the NRMP, that is a National Residency Matching Program, as meeting the examination requirements for ECFMG certification will no longer be verified by the NRMP as not what? So they will no longer be verified as meeting the requirements. So if, say, you are applying for match with the NRMP and your scores have been invalidated, it means that from today's date, you no longer meet the exam requirements to even apply for match. So the individual's process has terminated over there. Now, status reports on the ECFMG certificates previously sent to the residency programs, the employers, or the USMLE board and or other organizations will also be invalidated. So they will update every notification that they've sent on your behalf based on the invalidated score. Everything will be reversed. Now, invalidation of USMLE Step 3 scores does not impact ECFMG certification. So this makes sense because if they deemed the Step 1 valid, Step 2 valid, but Step 3 invalid, then you only take the Step 3 again, and then you have your Step 1 and Step 2 that are valid. Therefore, your ECFMG certificate will also be valid. So this makes a lot of sense. Now, there may also be implications for those who are being sponsored for J1 visas. So if somebody is having an invalid score and they're applying for J1 visa and the scores have been invalidated, then the J1 visa application is also null and void. So this is something to take note of. Now, this does not end there because the ECFMG made a commitment to the American public that foreign students would be scrutinized to meet standards that are in the US before they are accepted into the system. And this is a commitment and promise that ECFMG made to the US public. So now, this is a big repercussion because this is going to be a very serious problem, and it's going to be a public health issue because if somebody is able to come in and practice without meeting this commitment, then it's a serious public health threat to the individuals in the US. So I don't know what they are going to do about this particular thing, but I think the most important thing they are doing now is to have these students resit for the exam, and definitely I know they might end up signing some bonds so that if, let's say, there was any malpractice, they did not specify like the specific thing that people did, but they are with the assumption that people would have been privy to the test items before they took the exams. So this is the current update that we have. Share this video with somebody and like the video if you like the content, and if you want to propagate it, leave a comment so that the algorithm will see it. Share to your friends and subscribe to this channel as well. I'll see you in the next video. Good luck in your journey.